Hello, welcome to the Robo Samurai channel. Today I'm going to bring you a review of the NewAge Hammond. And this is the anime colored version or the cartoon color version, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's what it is. And so it doesn't have all of the fancy Lancia racing car, Italia? Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce that. Doesn't have all that stuff on it. But let's take a look at the box. There's the figure, of course. That's how it comes packaged in this very retro. This is supposed to invoke the original Diaclone box packaging. And you can kind of see right there what the figure looks like when he's transformed. And then here's a picture of their Grimlock, so it's basically Wheeljack, right? So, Wheeljack made the Dinobots, or at least partially did. So here he is petting him. Isn't that cute? Anyway. All right, so that's good stuff there. Let's talk about his little accessories he comes with. He's got a gun. He's got a little tiny gun. It is painted in silver. Looks pretty good. It's silver all over. Man, that's impressive. He has his shoulder cannon right here, and this goes on his shoulder. Of course it does. The missile does not come out, but it looks pretty good. It's just gray. I don't think it's painted at all. Yeah, I think it is painted. That's pretty impressive there, NewAge. So he comes with this thing as well, and this is, I think, a miniature immobilizer. Yeah, it's painted pretty nicely too, so it's nice and shiny and orange and red and a little bit of gray on top, and I think he just hold that in his hand. And this is another thing he comes with. He comes with a lot of little tiny accessories, and this is the Hypno Chip Immobilizer. So he holds this, and yeah, he rescues Spike's dad. Okay, so, and the rest of humanity, by the way, that's enslaved. He also comes with a little bonus. He comes with this little guy. This is an arm. So this arm here is actually part of their Build-A-Figure for their Autobot Spike. That's right. And so this is the right arm, and yeah, there's not much I can do with it until I get the other one. So if you collect it, then the rest of the figures that make up this, then you can make their version of Autobot Spike, which I forget what they call them. I looked it up and I was like, hey, that's cool. And then I closed the website. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. So boom, boom. So here we go. We've got these accessories and we got this great looking Wheeljack. I'm not calling Wheeljack because that's what he is. So you can see he's got that nice pearl white paint. It just looks really nice. It says 539. The wheels are painted on the inside. They also roll. You can see this. This is actually like a translucent kind of blue here. And then you've got some green painted there. And you've got a little bit of red and green and red and green. Another 539 on this side. And then you can also see some green paint down there. In the back, you can still see, like, here's some headlights picked out, and it's kind of needs to be closed up a little bit there. But yeah, the headlights are picked out in orange, and it's still that same pearlescent kind of color. Now, I do have something to compare this with, but it's not the original G1. I actually have the Toy World one. I believe this is made by Toy World, and this is, and I put an Autobot symbol here. It didn't come with it. But this is, yeah, this is kind of what it looks like, and this is with all of its, this is how that's going to look. But this is not the, they are coming out, NewAge is coming out with one that is going to have this paint scheme on it, but this size. So you can kind of see the differences here. And I'm not going to compare this. Well, maybe I will. But we'll take a look at it, and probably in another video, actually. But, this is actually a pretty impressive little guy here. So I'm going to put him aside. And, yeah, so that's kind of what we got going on there. So there's nothing, by the way, in this mode that you can attach from his weapons stack into it. So, in other words, none of these great things that he comes with, that you can't even store it in there. But that's okay. I don't care about that. So, anyway, let's get on to transforming him. He can kind of plow through his own weapon stack. Okay, so the first thing that they tell us to do is you're going to have to lift this here. and pull that back, and then do the same thing right here. Pull that back. Oh, by the way, I want to make a note real quick before I start. I know I just started though, but there is something important about the instructions here, and it says right here. If you note, it says, please pay close attention to the positions and the angles of these 3 parts. That's really important here, that all 3 of these, so this is the back of his wrist, that's his shoulder, and then that's part of his waist joint. In order to transform this successfully back into car mode, those have to be just like that. And you'll have to notice also where everything else is placed there. I'll show you that here in a second, and you can see it right here. So I've got, let's use this thing. All right, so right here, you've got the back of his wrist, you've got this shoulder joint, and then you have, just like, you have to note these things, just these. If you have these in the right positions, you'll be able to get it when you get back into robot mode, because the arms are just a little bit tricky, so... Yeah, that is Skywarp's missile, by the way, if you're wondering from the other review. Okay, so anyway, the best way to start transform him is these here. You kind of have to lift these up. So if you notice this here, you'll lift this up over that and then pull it back. There's a little tab right there. That tab is what you want to get it out of. So you got that there and then that there. Pull them so that they're touching the wheels back there. The next thing you want to do is break it in half. No, you want to bend this down this way and then pull this entire thing out like so. All right, the next thing we're going to do, let's see here. Okay, so you want to pull this. You'll note that this here, this assembly right here, you want to separate it just like that. Then, we're going to pull this over here, and we're going to work on those arms. So, the first arm you want to take and see if I remember this. Yes. So we want to open up this by, see, this is a little tab in it. Let's see if I do this right. Turn these this way, come around, go this way. It won't go that way. Okay. So turn these around, and then we're going to untab this. See how that tabs? It'll just kind of untab and pull out. So I'm going to show you again right here. It'll untab and pull out. So that little tab is kind of held in place. So we're going to pull that out. That'll automatically, it'll want to fold in like that. So yeah, that's what we want to do. And then we want to pull these down and then pull this entire arm assembly around like that. So, and then we're going to swing this over. Wait, see, push this, fold this panel up, push this in, and let's see here. Okay, so, and then pull this arm all the way to the side, then pull this down, and then you're going to want to rotate. Here, let's see if we can't get this out a little bit. There we go. It's a little tricky to work with this. It's just so small. Anyway, so you want to turn this to the side while pulling the shoulders and straightening them out. So turn this way and then swing this around. And then you're going to pull this all the way down on this side, and then you're going to pull this back up and push it up here. Okay, so that's how you would do that. So you want to do this similar thing on the other side. I'm going to pull this down, and then we're going to take this here, and remember, dislodge this here. Pull this out and flip it all the way around, like so. And then we're going to pull this and push this in. This is that side panel. Needs to go all the way in there. So there's that. And then push this the rest of the way over, I believe. Oh, put that back. There we go. There we go. Just like that. So down. All right. And then, so this has to swing all the way around. It's on a, you can see the peg right here. You just pull all the way down, and then we're going to pull this over this way. I'm kind of working with these legs the way they are right there. Yeah, so we're going to work with that in just a minute. Okay, so pull that over, push that in, and then push this arm joint in there, and they'll kind of snap in. It really won't, but it kind of will. Pull these up, fold these up like this. You'll see that there's a little curve on it. You want to fold them up and around. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this entire assembly here. Once you've folded up these, folded up the wings, you're going to turn this entire thing around. Okay, there we go. It's a little tricky because Wheeljack's head gets in the way, so you're going to have to sometimes push that out and then pull it out like that. Let's leave this here and let's work on the legs a little bit, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to stretch these out. So open these panels out here. Stretch this out, okay? And then we're going to pull this here. How do we do this one here? All right, we're going to turn this all the way around and bring it down. And then we want to separate this here, right here. Hopefully I don't break it. Okay, there. Okay, so untab this. You can see where the tab was right there. Untab that, pull this out, and then you want to swing these all the way out. So these are a little tricky, and then you stretch this out. It's like it kind of, there's a double hinge right there, and then you want to pull these down just like that. Kind of gets some of this out of the way. Then you want to take this, and it's on a swivel, so swivel that around, and then we're going to close that back up a little bit. But before we do, actually, before you do that, you're supposed to pull this apart right here, right where the frame is. Pull this over here and bring it down. There we go, just like that. And then you can take the back of this. This is supposed to be the back of his leg, and just pull that there. So actually, no, actually it's the front of his leg. I kind of lied there. These are the fronts of his legs. So, and in order to get this in the right spot, you need to swivel this around, kind of like that, without popping it out of the joint. There we go. And there we go. No, that's not correct. All right, so this is so what we want to do is we want to actually make sure that this, and I'm trying to, oh, that's it. That's right. So I'm going to turn this over here. No, not like that. So this leg piece here, this is actually the front of it. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to take these here and pull them together so that that fits. So I think we got, let's see here. Let me move this back over here, and we go here, and then we fold this back down here. Oops, and it came out of the ball joint again. Oh boy. Yeah, these are, I will say, this one here, just a touch fiddly, because of the way that they've, the legs are. So, all right, so let's look at the other side. Maybe it'll come a little bit easier. So we want to unpeg that, pull this out, and then kind of close it up on itself. Pull this out all the way, and fold this down like that. And then we have to swing this out, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how we get that angle. All right, fold this down, pull this over, and then that makes the foot just like that. Okay, so, and then to make sure that these are properly swung out. So if you look at his hip joint right here, these need to be facing, not this way. So you need to take this, turn it around 180, and pull it over like that. So that's what we're really after. And there's a lot of different joints on this. And if you do this just the wrong way, you'll have the front of his feet facing towards his back, and that's not where we want him to be. So, but we want to turn this way, because if you notice, the joints are actually going in that direction. So, and then turn the waist around like that. And now, if we can only figure out how we did this thing before. So hold on. Let's see. We've got this. And yeah, this is quite an interesting endeavor. So let's finish off the top, and then I'll take a look at the instructions real quick after we do that. So we had to fold these in here, make sure that those are there, and then we're going to, these should be still down. We folded these in, they kind of came undone, and then we're going to push this whole entire assembly down this way, and then make sure that his head is facing like this, and then pull his wings to the side. Now let's take a look at those arms. Pull them out to the side, and then we want to make sure that these here, so these backs, you open this up, and then you're going to take the wrist here. We're going to turn the wrist and fold it over here this way. And then we're going to take this here. I think that was the way it was supposed to be, just like that. And then turn it on the side. And give him, make sure that his wrists are facing the right direction. And then I think that pretty much does it for that one. So we'll do the other one. Oh, get in there. Sometimes that panel comes just a little bit loose, so fold this in. There we go, just like that. So fold that in that way. And then turn this around. It's on a ball peg. And then we'll collapse it down into itself. And that's actually what I should have done on the other side. And then turn the wrist like that. And let me see if that's what I did on the other side here. Okay, we got that and that. And then we got that. So yeah, actually, so that's what we have to do. So we'll do that. Let's pull this out. Turn this around. And then collapse the wrist. There we go. I knew I could remember that. There we go. We got this one here. Make sure his elbows are facing in that direction. And now we'll finish the legs. So that's kind of what he looks like so far. And let's take a look here and see what it was that we needed to do here. Oh yeah, so basically the ball joint allows you to swing it around on this side. So we want to make sure that these green stripes are facing forward. And then we can take the ball joint, this foot right here, and it's not going to be very cooperative. There we go. Turn this thusly, without breaking it, of course, naturally. Come on now, let's see. We've got that. That's just not working. Okay, so we're going to do this the old-fashioned way, which is we're going to turn it the right direction and snap it back in place, which I know the directions do not tell you to do, but it's just kind of a little bit of a strange joint, so probably my only real problem with it. But yeah, it does transform that way. I guarantee it. And there we go. Make sure that everything is lined up there. And there you go. There is Hammond, you know, kind of like the Jurassic Park. Oh, wait. Oh, I missed this piece here. Flip that back. Flip that back. Now I can go back and I can talk about Jurassic Park. Okay, so there he is. Hammond in his robot mode. And, you know, he's got that little panel right there. Kind of moves a little bit out. It's a little loose on my copy here. So your mileage may vary. But let's take a quick look at him in robot mode. And he looks actually really good in robot mode. Got the blue eyes. We've got gray paint. silverish gray paint on the edges. We've got gray paint on his wings and his back. We've got that green paint up front and all the paint accents that I talked about before. And you'll see that when we flip this panel, it actually stayed, the line pattern just moved and shifted, which is pretty cool. I like that. So, and here's what he looks like from the back. Yeah, not too bad. So, and then see, this little panel tends to flip out, but he has full articulation, so he can go all the way around. He can swivel at the bicep. He can swivel at the wrist, because you just saw me do that. He does have knee bend. He has ankle rocker and toe tilt. No, actually, it's toe tilt, but it's kind of backwards toe tilt. Okay, we'll give it to him. Why not? All right, and so, yeah, that's kind of what you get there. Oh, yeah, of course, we swivel, because we've been swiveling this the whole time. And then you can take his little, shoulder cannon, and you can plug it in here. Okay, there we go. And then you can plug his gun into his hand. And yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah, he looks pretty good. I like him. But my biggest problem with him and my biggest issue is that he is a bit fiddly on the legs, and that's a thing, you know. So it can make for a little bit of a interesting transformation. So yeah, I think he's pretty good in terms of a figure. I could show you this right here, and this actually, this particular one from Toy World is actually a little bit of an easier transformation, but this does stand taller than that one right there. So, the only problem with the Toy World one that I have had some issues with is that this thing here, these legs, they kind of accordion out, and they tend to stick a bit. So, and that's the problem I have with getting them into robot mode. So yeah, he is a wee bit of a pain. So, but the one thing that I do like about him is the proportions seem to be pretty correct on that one. So, and this one here, if I can just show y'all real quick what this guy does, he's got a smaller head than the body, so I don't know. I think that this one kind of fits the proportions better. So there is that. Let's see here. Let me see if I can't get this for you guys real quick. Oh yeah, that's right. It's like riding a bike or driving a car. So we've got that, and you pull this around, and then the only other thing is like these here. See, and so this Toy World one has a very similar transformation to his G1 counterpart, which I do remember his G1 counterpart. So let's see if I can't encourage this to come out with a screwdriver. There we go. I prefer this one to be in car mode. Whoops, there, it's another ball joint. There we go. So yeah. All righty. Cool. So here's what this one looks like. Does this fold up right? Yeah, there it is, like that. I thought it was. There we go. There, 1 and 2. There we go. Whew. Boy, I haven't transformed this one in a while. And you can see some of the differences here between this Wheeljack from Toy World and the other one. This one actually just came off of his joint. Oh man, that is just, yeah, it's a little bit, and I will say that the plastic on this one does not feel as nice as the NewAge one. And that's one point for NewAge, I will say, is that their materials are really kind of nice. Their paints are nice and everything else. So, Yeah, and then this one, it stands a little bit taller than your other one, you know. So I think the scale on this one I like. This one here, I mean, it looks really good in car mode, and it doesn't look bad in this mode, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's definitely a height difference here. You can kind of see them for yourself. So, but anyway, yeah. So Hammond from NewAge Toys. He's pretty good. I would say that you know, he would fit in with the rest of your Legends collection. So yeah, that's what I pretty much have for you guys today, and I'll talk to you next time.